The African Continental Free Trade Area agreement is set to create the largest free trade area in the world, with over 50 African countries participating. Trade Law Centre Tralac says the agreement presents massive business opportunities for the Pan-African private sector. The agreement is set to solve Africa's investment hurdles and boost intra-African trade.
By reducing the tariff and non-tariff barriers on the continent, the African Continental Free Trade Area contributes to creating a much more conducive investment environment. It lowers the transaction costs of doing business, of trading, of accessing inputs, which is particularly important for investors when they consider an investment location decision. It's no surprise, therefore, that we're finding growing interest not only amongst investors on the continent, but also from global investors. Keep in mind that if a global investor invests in one of the state parties to the AFCFTA, then that business will have access to the markets of the other state parties under the AFCFTA, a much larger, much more attractive market proposition.
African countries have been urged to build their manufacturing capacity. The sector is tipped to millions of jobs in Africa and help boost trade. Tralac says there is an urgent need to address the continent's infrastructure shortcomings.
Infrastructure is absolutely essential for Africa's development, but also for the success of the AFCFTA. And the deficit when it comes to transport infrastructure, digital infrastructure, energy infrastructure is well documented. The services associated with these different types of infrastructure are, of course, extremely important. They're inputs into every economic activity and therefore essential to develop competitiveness on the continent. But investment in infrastructure, absolutely necessary as it is not sufficient. We also need to be taking a look at the regulation for that particular infrastructure.
Currently, Africa accounts for just 2% of global trade, and only 17% of African goods are traded on the continent. The African Continental Free Trade Area aims to eliminate 90% of tariffs between member states and create a single market with free movement of goods and services. Nothando Makotulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.